Okay. Right. So, Assalamu alaikum, Mustafa Abdullah, and Sayyid Mustafa. Dono ko. Hello. Anur, good morning. Fatma, good morning. Ayat, good morning. Good to see you. Chalo ji. What is the sum of the solutions of the equation above? I gave you a formula yesterday or day before. Sum of zeros. Sum of zeros ka formula I gave you as minus b over a. So there's no need to find the solutions. First, you simplify the quadratic equation, and you would write this as the 4x goes on the other side, and this becomes minus 3x plus 7 equals 0. Minus b over a means minus 3 over a is 1. The answer comes out as 3. So your sum of solutions is 3. Do you guys get that? The long
30% याद है.
जी ओके मुस्तफा दो फॉर्मूलाज मैंने आपको दिए थे, एक सम ऑफ जीरोस का दिया था और एक प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस का दिया था. जीरोस कौन क्या चीज होते हैं या सॉल्यूशंस क्या चीज होती हैं जहां आपका ग्राफ एक्स एक्सिस को टच करता है. ऑलराइट, गुड मॉर्निंग हसीब. वालेकुम सलाम. सो ये कहता है व्हाट इज द सम ऑफ सॉल्यूशंस ऑफ द इक्वेशन अबव. तो ये आपके पास फॉर्मूला है, दिस वन ओवर हियर, माइनस बी ओवर ए. ये बी क्या है? स्टैंडर्ड क्वाड्रेटिक एक्सप्रेशन ax स्क्वायर्ड प्लस bx प्लस c इज इक्वल टू 0 में a b c जो होते हैं, दिस इज व्हाट द b इज एंड द a इज. ठीक है मुस्तफा?
जी सर.
तो मुस्तफा मैं 4x को दूसरी साइड पे लेके गया हूं, उधर जाके ये माइनस हुआ है तो ये माइनस 3x हो गया. ठीक है मुस्तफा? a की वैल्यू मुस्तफा
जी
1
सर.
है, b मेरे पास माइनस 3 है, c मेरे पास 7 है, एंड दिस व्हाट आई एम डूइंग, माइनस b ओवर a. बस और कुछ नहीं कर रहा.
सही है सर.
All right, okay, Alexandra is here with us. Alexandra, you've been missing since a few days. I have sent,
Yes, sir.
okay, I've sent some recording.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen them for quadratics?
Yes.
All right,
Yes, sir.
because I didn't keep you in mind, and I might have drifted sometimes in Urdu, but the math is, I believe, universal. So try to understand that, and if from now on I'll be only speaking in English. ठीक हो गया?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So now we move on to the next question. All right. So here's a series of questions. This question on the right-hand side. Which of the following could be the graph of... So guys, when it says h of x, just do not worry. This is a form of function, but what it truly means is it's just an equation. Y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. You may use Desmos. So guys, each one of you needs to ensure that they're comfortable with Desmos. All right, let me show you how you'd end up using Desmos here. Okay, so meet the conditions that they have said. They said a is negative and c is a positive constant. So you may write minus x raised to the power 2 plus, it doesn't matter, so just write 3x or 4x or whatever. And they said c is a positive constant plus 3. You could quickly do this, and then you'll realize, okay, the option that I can match is not A, not C, because since A was negative, What does A do? This is responsible for managing the shape of the graph. It's a smiley face or a minimum curve when A is positive. It's a sad face or a maximum curve when A is negative. The value, the sign with X square, which is why you know A and C cannot happen if you did not use the Desmos app, that is. But you're using the Desmos app, which is why you should know, okay, B is the answer. You guys get that?
Yes, sir.
All right. What about the rest? Itisham, do you understand this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. What about the rest, guys? Hasib, any issues? Haris? Khadija?
No, sir, I get it.
Okay, good scene. Mustafa, both Mustafas? ठीक हो गया, एक ने तो yes कह दिया. All right, G. Let's try this question. This one.
Sir, which chapter is this?
This is quadratic still. The same chapter we're continuing as we were doing last. Zoom user, is that Sharbano?
Yes, sir.
Behtrin. Okay, let's do this question. Sharbano, ye humne karna hai jaldi se. आए ये बी तुमने अभी जवाब दिया, पिछले का दिया. अच्छा, पिछले का दिया, ठीक हो गया. So y-intercept, Alexandra, just like in straight lines, when we say y-intercept, it means where it cuts the y-axis. And for a fact, we know x is 0 at that place. And when it says two distinct, distinct means different. They can't be the same. Negative x-intercepts. So when you talk about x-intercept, y is 0. And both need to be distinct and both need to be negative. So some of you, just by looking at the first equation and the last equation, can see and say that these are the two where the x-intercepts are negative. Those of you who still don't know, no issues, I will help you. सिर्फ एक आध बंदा होना चाहिए in the entire class. There could be only one person who doesn't know this. The rest should know. X plus 3 is 0. X equals minus 3. Why did I put y 0? Because f of x is y and I placed y as 0 to get the x-intercept. X came out as negative. So if it is x plus 3, you get minus 3 as the intercept. If it is x plus 1, you get x equals minus 1. So you can just know this by looking at them. C option will give you two distinct positive x-intercept. B option is giving you not a distinct, but a minus 2 as the x-intercept, which is not distinct. Minus 2 is like happening twice. It's just one. They're not two. Okay. And in order to get the y-intercept, Itisham, what do we do? Itisham, what do? We put x as, bolo?
Sir, we put x as 0.
Behtareen. So we put x as 0. When you put x as 0, x ki jagah 0 aaya, 3 times 1 and you get negative 6. What did they say? They said it has a positive y-intercept. So the answer comes out as D. So some of you would do this in your head. You'd say, oh, this is 0, and you'd just multiply 1 with 3, and you'll know it's 3. So those who will not do this in their head, they'll just put 0. There would not be, once you've eliminated A, you know the answer is D. But if you're lying in that unsure category, if you're one of those students who still needs affirmation, you would need to plug it in. Okay, so I would suggest that you do not plug it in and have done enough practice that on the exam, you can just move on from one question to another. Okay. Now this question here asks you a very simple question. What's the vertex in this parabola? You could just plug it into the Desmos app and see where the vertex lies. That's one way of doing it. Another way could be that you'd know, okay, one root is -4, the other root is +2. The vertex x coordinate is the average of these two roots or these two zeros. The average is -1, so it can't be B, it can't be D. And plug in -1 in here. -1 plus 4 times -1 minus 2. So that's 3 times -3 times -3. Minus into minus is positive. So you know that A is your answer.
So how did you do this? Can you repeat again?
How did we do it? Somewhat.
This question.
Okay, what we did was we need the vertex coordinate. Vertex is where the graph turns, right? A quadratic graph turns, the place where it turns is called the vertex. Vertex is always a value which is right, which is passing through the middle. It's this is the vertex, right? This one here, that's the vertex, this is the vertex. So what you do is the vertex, the x coordinates of the vertex will always be the average of the x coordinates of the roots or any value, any x value ka set which has the same y values. So if I chose these 2 points, the ones that I've just shown you, and I took the average of these x values, I would still get the value in the middle, the center one, right, the vertex coordinate. So what I'm doing is, that's why I'm taking out the average of -4 and 2. It comes out as -1. So I know the x coordinate of the vertex is -1. And then I plug in -1 into the original equation and I get the y coordinate. Do you understand? Ryan?
Yes, sir.
All good? All right. Now I'll be choosy with my choices. So fun time is over. I'll ask you to do some questions. All right, let's begin with question number 2 and 3. Question number 2 and 3. So question number 2 is a little unique. It's unique because we haven't done anything similar to this till now. It involves a little bit of algebra.
Sir, 6 होंगे.
6, correct. So K is 6. There's still some of us who don't really see what I did there. What I did was he multiplied -3 with the positive k and he compared it with -18 directly. He could do this in his head even. He could just, so he's doing at the back of the whole thing, he's doing this. He's not expanding the whole thing. Some of us who can't see it will expand the whole thing. They'll say, okay, a times a is a square. They'll multiply a with k, ak minus 3a minus 3k. And they'll perhaps get really confused as to what to do now. What we traditionally do is we say that we compare coefficients. Now, what's a coefficient? Coefficient is the number that is available with the variable. So the variable here is a. So the number with a square is 1 for the left-hand side, and it's the same number for the right-hand side. So you have 1 in the expansion above, and you have 1 in the expansion on the right-hand side, ye wali, the one at the bottom. So the comparison, the quickest comparison is with the coefficient that don't have an a. The minus 3k equals negative 18. So minus 3k equals minus 18k comes out as 6. Khadija, you got this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Hasib, no issue?
Well, sir, could you repeat it one more time?
G, Hasib. Okay, Hasib, I'll try to solve it in another way, okay? Hasib, we can do the same question. A is a variable, and they're asking for k. You can start by assuming a value for a. Can you give me any good value, good number?
Right.
Okay, I heard 0. So minus 3 times k equals minus 18. K comes out as 6. That's one way of doing it. You chose 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. It just erodes everything. So 3 wasn't really the best choice. 3 just destroys a lot of.
We can just solve it by the system.
We can just solve it by expanding first. A square, a times a is a square, a times k is ak, minus 3a minus 3k is equal to a square plus 3a minus 18. You could say a square cancels. You could say, okay, the ak minus 3a compares with 3a. This is called comparison method, where you are comparing coefficients. The minus 3k is compared to negative 18. Why? Because it does not have, both of them don't have an a with them. Why did I compare ak minus 3a with 3a? Because each one of them has an a. So this is called comparing coefficients. K minus 3a equals 3a. If you cancel the a out, you're left with 1. So k minus 3 equals 3. K comes out as 6. K also comes out as 6 when you compare it here. Theek ho gaya. Let's move on, guys. Spent quite a lot of time already on this. Question number 3. What's the best way of solving this, Sherbano? 3 ke liye?
We can put like y equals to 0 to get the value of x.
ठीक है, एक तो हो गया, you're saying do the logical thing, right? What I suggest is
Desmos.
Desmos. Let's do Desmos. देखो, Khadija, we really need to know when Desmos is helpful and when it isn't. See, part of the whole process is to know that. क्योंकि they're given you an equation that does
Class
not.
MA.
हाँ, graph कर लो.
Class MA.
So you, yes, Asif. So हम क्या करेंगे? We say x plus x. So this is what you have. Vertex is minus 5 comma minus 10. And all you'll do is you'll say, okay, You just multiply. 5 times, minus 5 times minus 10 is 50. ठीक है शहबानो, you don't need to do anything else. समझ रही हो आप मेरी बात?
Yes, sir.
If you have some missing variable, some missing number, like 4 or 6 is instead some alphabet, A, B, or something of that sort, then you can't use DESPOS. All right. Then you'll need to, you'll be given options and you'll need to choose an expression. So for that, I can take your idea. Yeah, go ahead. The other proper method of solving is to find the value of A and B. Which one do we find first? A or do we find B first?
A.
A. And in order to find A, we take the help of what? The zeros and the roots. -6 and -4. The middle value is -5. So you know the vertex will lie on -5. And then you can plug in -5 back into the equation. -5 plus 4 times -5 plus 6. That gives you 10 times -1 times 1, which is -10. So you'll multiply -10 with the -5, you get 50. That's another way of doing it. All right. So because the roots, this is where the graph would pass. The average of the roots, the average of the zeros will give you the x coordinate of the vertex.
Sir, how do you know that the roots are 4 and 6?
Okay.
-4 and -6.
Okay. All right. It's the way we know the roots are -4 and 6 is because where the graph cuts the x-axis is where the root is. That's where the value of y is 0. It's Sham, okay? It's you get there?
Yes.
You get that?
Yes.
10 divided on the other side goes away, and you have x plus 4 times x plus 6 is equal to 0. Then you say, Tissam, that x plus 4 is 0 or x plus 6 is 0. This gives you the value of x as -4. This gives you the value of x as -6. But it's you need to understand on the exam, you cannot do all the steps. Do you understand that? You may do the steps right now, but on the exam, you cannot afford to do all these steps. Okay, so you need to very quickly, just by looking at x plus 4, say that the graph cuts at -4. If it was x minus 4 at the sum, then it would cut at +4. Negative. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, moving on now. Okay, guys, 4. Those who've done 4 should move on to 5 and 6. Gee, guys. Alexandra, are you following this?
Yes.
All right, good. Hello, Iman. Ho raha hai? All right. So, guys, we would, after 10 minutes, the free Zoom session will end and then we'll start a new one. Same link, okay? Same link, you'll rejoin after 10 minutes. Okay. Question number 4. A 0 is given Ji Etisam, you want to say something?
Sir, I didn't quite understand the question.
Okay. The question says that this quadratic equation has a 0 at x equals to 3. Etisam, what is a 0?
Oh, the intercept.
Hanji, intercept. So can I say 3 comma 0 is a point through which the graph passes? So in
Yes.
place of y, can you put 0? In place of x, can you put 3?
Yes, absolutely.
And then you'll solve and you get k. So guys, what's the answer to
Sir?
k? Ji, Musfam, go ahead.
Sir, how do you know कि उसके like 2 zeros हैं और 1 नहीं है? How did you check?
In 4, in question 4,
Yes, sir.
in question 4, we don't care. B square minus 4ac, if it is greater than 0, then you have 2 zeros. In question 4, we don't care. Do you understand that? We seriously don't care. Do you know why? We just wanted to find the value of k. All we did was we plugged in place of x, the root 3 or the 0, 3 or the solution 3 and put in place of y 0 and we're getting the value of k. We're not solving for the other root. It's do you get that? Mustafa Abdullah, we are not solving for the other root.
Yes, sir.
So we don't care. Do we care? We don't care. Okay. Okay, Ayat. Question number 5. Simple solution. Ayat, what's the answer to 5?
क्या sir?
5 का आंसर बताओ.
1.8.
Okay, good job. So minus 1.2 plus 4.8 divided by 2. That's the answer. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because the vertex is in the middle. Okay, 6 is challenging, so I'll give it to somebody. Who do I give it? Qasim? No, Qasim ko rehne do. Abhi Haris. Haris, can we do 6, please?
Yeah, I got 18.
Can you help everybody? How did
So
you?
we know the vertex is 5, so B will have to be 6.
Easy, slow. People don't.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So guys, please pay attention to what Haris is saying. Yeah. Okay. So vertex.
One of the zeros is 4.
One
So
of
we know the other zero is 6.
So the other 0 is 6. Alexandra, please pay attention to what Haris is saying. He's saying we know that the vertex is 5. Vertex is where the graph turns. So he says we know that the vertex is 5 comma something. He says we know one root or 1 0 is 4, which means 4 comma 0. He says then automatically the other one has to be 6. Why? Because quadratic graphs are symmetrical. You know this, Alexandra? You understand this?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, good. Etisam, batao. What's your
Yes, sir, I
question?
got it.
Ji, kya question hai?
I got it.
You got it. Okay, great. Okay, so yes, let's have Haris complete his sentences. Ji, Haris, what do we do next?
Then we can just plug in the values and find A.
Okay, so plug in the value for B as what do I put in place of B?
6.
6. Bracket x minus 4 equals y. And which value do I plug in? Now,
X is 5, Y is -3.
beautiful. X is 5. Oh, X is 5. Y as -3. हसीब समझ आया कि क्या करा रही है हमसे?
समझ आ गया सर।
Okay. So 5 minus 4 is 1. 5 minus 6 is -1. Haris, are we doing the correct math of this? A comes out as +3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So B was 6. A is 3. Multiply the 2 and you get 18. G guys, we got this?
सर आपने x की जगह वो वर्टेक्स की वैल्यू डाल दी वर्टेक्स की।
Yes, because vertex is a point on the curve. जब आप
सही है सर।
जब मुस्तफा जब आपके पास एक इक्वेशन आ गई है जिसमें you have a variable x, you have a variable y, and you have an unknown constant a, then you need to plug in a point through which the curve passes so that you can replace x and y and get a. You get that, Mustafa?
यस सर, थैंक यू।
Good job, shabash. Shabano, question 7 कैसे करेंगे? खदीजा, sum of zeros का क्या फॉर्मूला था? What was
Are we gonna middle term break?
middle term break? अच्छा वो तो देखो, that's a lot of hard work.
Sir,
खदीजा जी, हसीब
-B over A.
minus b over a, बिल्कुल ठीक हो गया खदीजा, good job, and हसीब good job, minus b over a. So all you do is just plug in minus b over a. So sum of zeros minus b over a. That's it. That's your
2.5.
answer. 5 over 2, 2.5. Etsam, you got this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now is a difficult question. Question number 8. I will not help. Do it yourself, guys. Okay, guys. So